video pirates. They're costing you money. In particular, the illegal duplication of pre-recorded video cassettes is causing great concern. The artists lose, the studios lose, and you, the consumer, loses. The unauthorized copying of videotape programs is illegal and carries with it penalties of fines or imprisonment. Remember, tapes bought or rented for home use only cannot be played in locations such as clubs, motels, schools, or prisons. Video piracy is a major problem in New Zealand. Please help us stop it. If you buy or rent a tape which you believe is not the genuine article, please ring this number for advice or write to Post Office Box 68041 Newton, Auckland. This message is furnished by the New Zealand Film and Video Security Office.
Brilliant comedy. A beautiful screen romance. 14 hit songs from a catalog spanning 23 years. The grandeur of Technicolor. Lyricism. Enthusiasm. Seduction and charm through dance, and the dynamic performance of Gene Kelly. MGM takes pride in commemorating the 40th anniversary of the greatest musical motion picture of all time. Writers Betty Comden and Adolph Green were assigned the task of creating an original screenplay commissioned by Arthur Freed.
We hit that place when it was still Hollywood.
Right.
When it was the old studio system was in place.
At its height.
Absolutely. We had all the big stars were there.
And all the bit players, too. At lunch, every silent movie actor that we knew. Incredible to see them all sitting around a table. It was Hollywood. It was there. We saw it at its height. Just before it suddenly disappeared.
But our own routine was going into that huge building, the administration building,
Checking
every day at 9
working.
o'clock, going into a bare, bleak office, and down the hall from Arthur Freed's office, and we worked there every day. Well, Arthur Freed was the head of his own unit, and he was a man who really appreciated New York talent. You see, he had the courage to bring people out. Not many producers did that. Arthur called us into his office and he presented the project. He said, kids, you're going to write a movie called Singin' in the Rain, which will contain my catalog of songs. Arthur Freed was a songwriter. He was a lyricist who wrote with Maceo Herb Brown, composer.
Right.
And that was it. We knew nothing else about it. So all we knew was that there'd be some scene in it where it would be raining and someone would be singing.
Finally, one day, and Mr. Velsby suddenly thought, the period when most of these songs were written was the time when the silence turned into talking pictures. That's the ideal setting for it. It's a milieu that we both knew very well and had lived through as kids.
These songs were written for those early musicals.
Yes.
They belonged in that period. We thought they'd live most happily in that period. So that at least gave us our background. We didn't have to do research because we knew so much about all.
And we thought the hero, how we hoped and prayed it would be Gene Kelly, even though the picture should be funny, hilarious, etc., should reflect some of the tragedy of that era.
Lamont and Lockwood, they talk.
Well, of course we talk. Don't everybody?
So we had this perfectly beautiful woman who was so funny, Jane Hagen. It was
she's just terrific.
Just such a brilliant performance.
Great performance.
We were very, very, very lucky to have her. But we didn't have a specific person in mind or character. It was a kind of idea of what might have happened to somebody at that period, transition period.
Great sound, aristocratic beauty.
Opens the mouth and it's like fishwife. There were things about the transition from sounds to sound, which we had touched on in our reviewers' act. I mean, the things where things didn't match, at the time. You know about the fact that there's the scene where it's out of sync. It goes out of sync in when they show the premiere of the movie, and they're going crazy trying to make it work. Yes. And what happened at the studio at that time was that they couldn't get the answer print back from the laboratory, and it kept being later and later because
they kept trying to match it.
They said, we can't match this, and the technicians felt they weren't doing their job right, and they were very embarrassed, and the whole point was it wasn't supposed to match. But that held up the print for a while.
Yes.
But there's not anything about the technological end of it that Gene and Stanley didn't know.
It's a great, unique job of direction. And in a musical film, it committed the unforgivable sin of being brilliantly moving and funny. And
not many musical pictures are funny.
No. And moved like a shot, like the front page, which is never in a musical.
No, their sense of pace is extraordinary. They didn't linger on anything. They didn't hammer anything home. They didn't. They just make a point, move on with the most elegant grace. Over the years, it has acquired this fame and this great reputation.
Some years ago, we were in Paris having lunch at a friend's house, and
she had the party for us. Actually.
Right. It was Gloria Jones, James Jones's wife, and the author from Here to Eternity.
Well, both of them. They had this great apartment,
and all kinds of people came. And suddenly a figure slid across this floor. I said, "Oh," and said in French, "You are the people who are singing the rain." My favorite movie was Francois Truffaut. And we couldn't believe it.
Yeah, we were so thrilled.
And then we discovered that it was running on the left bank.
Yes, a little pagode, a little theater. And that they all used to go to see it. Alain René and Truffaut and all the French directors used to go day after day and see Singin' in the Rain.
And then the picture kept internationally growing, and it's kept on ever since. It's thrilling. We can go anywhere and people salam.
Can't get a room in a hotel. Singin' in the Rain.
And parents anywhere, Germany, France, they on Sundays they run the picture for their family. It's exciting as hell. And so it took on a life of its own, and it has made
10 best lists. Not of musicals, of pictures, of just 10 best pictures ever made.
International list of in Sight and Sound, which is of 200 international critics, and Citizen Kane,
Rules of the
Game, and Singin' in the Rain.
After advanced previews, a musical number developing the Kathy Selden character was dropped from the final version. Here is the never-before-seen footage of Debbie Reynolds singing "You Are My Lucky Star."
Now, look at what you've just done to me. Now, it's too late to pretend. I tried to play smart, but right from the start, I hoped this was how it would end. I told myself it was ridiculous, a silly adolescent amour. I argued the cost, I argued and lost, and now of one thing I'm sure. You are my lucky star. I saw you from afar. Two lovely eyes at me they were beaming. I was starstruck. You're my lucky charm. I'm lucky in your arms. You've opened heaven's portal here on earth for this poor mortal. You are my lucky. Lucky? I wonder how many girls would consider it lucky to be held in the strong, manly arms of Donald Lockwood, the glamorous star of the silver screen. A year ago it would have scared me half to death. That was when I was a member of your fan club. Fan? Me? I was the president. Why, you know, I waited outside the Brown Derby for 2 hours one night just to get a glimpse of you. But it was worth it. You look so dazzling in your green knickers, yellow sweater, and orange beret. I just swooned. You see, I was starstruck. And now that I've confessed, I'll tell you all the rest. You're my Fairbanks, my Marino, Rod LaRock, and Valentino. You are my lucky
To promote public awareness, MGM released this exciting preview trailer prior to the 1952 world premiere.
Singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, we're happy again. We'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain and singing, just singing in the rain.
Hold it, Dexter!
Well, Mr. Simpson, we're really rolling.
Yeah, well, you can stop rolling at once.
Huh?
Don, Lena.
All right, everybody, save it.
Save it. Tell them to go home. We're shutting down for a few weeks.
What?
Well, don't just stand there. Tell them.
Everybody go home until further notice. What is this? Yeah, what's the matter, R.F.?
The jazz singer. That's what's the matter. The jazz singer.
Oh, my darling little mammy. Now, little mammy. My little baby.
No, this is no joke, Cosmo. It's a sensation. The public is screaming for more.
More what?
Talking pictures. Talking pictures.
Oh, it's just a freak.
Yeah, what a freak. We should have such a freak at this studio. I told you talking pictures were a menace, but no one would listen to me. Don, we're going to put our best feet forward. We're going to make the dueling cavalier into a talking picture.
beautiful girl. You're a lovely picture. You were meant for me.
All I do is dream of you the whole night through.
You're all my lucky
There's a fiddle ready for love. I can jump over the moon up above. There's a fiddle and ready for love.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. It's got me, everybody dance. Broadway rhythm, it's got me, everybody dance.